Warning! This podcast contains questions that you put forward to the actors. Well, these answers should be fun. Let's get on with the show.
Hello, you're listening to We Sound Familiar. I'm Chris Walker-Thomson, and I'm joined by the eccentric and talented Peter Walsh.
Hi there.
And the also eccentric, taller, kind of, but I suppose a sort of bigger Peter Walsh, Elliott Crossley.
Oh, where am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on We Sound Familiar. Hi, everyone. Hi.
So it's been a while, guys. Well, a little bit of a break. We did do a gig that went down quite well, I think.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it was great. It was awesome, and not too much swearing by me, I think. So well done, me. Yes, you were quite toned down that weekend, Peter. I was quite shocked.
It went down really well. I'm still buzzing from that performance. I thought we really did hit home with that. It was a good laugh.
Yeah, there was a good atmosphere and everyone seemed to enjoy it. It seemed to go down well. And to everyone who came and watched it, honestly, if you listen to us, thank you for coming. We really do appreciate it. And honestly, without you lot, we wouldn't really be doing this. So thanks, guys. Pat yourselves on the back.
We do actually have, which we'll do later. I do have some questions. I put out a sort of challenge, really. I wanted to see if anyone would ask us any questions, I suppose, because I just wanted to see who listens to us. But they've submitted some interesting questions to put us on the spot, which we'll do later.
Yeah.
But it's nice, because I was surprised at sort of the fact that, because I did speak to quite good people at the Big Finish Day event and other things, that they just love the podcast. They just find it so much fun, and that's good.
I find it tolerable.
It could be really, really rubbish, but you know, we thought this could go down like a lead balloon, but no, it's taken off.
It's going all right. I just want to get my PS4, so hopefully get the pennies together and should be a lot of fun.
Yes, and we're definitely going to plan on doing, I suppose we should announce that now, but we are going to plan to do a live video stream version.
Yes.
The three of us all meeting up and doing it together. Did you know we're not actually here in the same rooms together? This is the wonder of the internet for you.
You never suspected, would you?
The reason why, yes, we you know, like it's rare to see more than one Spice Girl together. Well, basically it's like that, except we have restrictions on how many of us can go together, and they sort of stretch to the occasional gig. Yeah.
So you're saying we're like the Spice Girls?
Well, yeah. Well,
which Spice Girl are you, Chris?
Oh, it's got to be Ginger, isn't it? See, actually, it's funny. I really feel like I've been doing Movember, so I've been letting the tash grow out, and it looks awful. I think I look like a sort of either Ned Flanders or the image of the 70s gay scene.
Speaking of which, has anyone seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
I haven't, no, but I have I have sort of jokingly just done this sort of, you know, when Freddie Mercury just tilts his head up, like almost like he's about to launch his head off, that sort of thing, just going like that. But I actually went out and bought, I've been dyeing my moustache just so it's less ginger.
Oh, Chris.
Wow, what product do you use?
It's made for men.
Just
Clearly,
for
yeah.
Get rid of that ginge tash now. Are you disgusted by your contemporary family members? Then ginger away.
Ginger hair dye, because you're worthless.
Yeah, I feel like a fraud. When I bought it, it was like, you trying to hide the grey? Well, I won't hide the greys in my hair. I suppose I'd be more embarrassed if I was like quite clearly greying and I've just dyed it black, you know. But I haven't in this case. I just want my facial hair to match what's on my head.
You're doing a Ben Stiller, you're just dyeing your hair really badly. It's like, we know you're older than you look, dude. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. But Yes, I'm Ginger. Who would you be, Pete, out in the Spice Girls?
Scary Spice.
Well, actually, Scary Spice as well, because I think I fancied her the most as a teenager. As much as, that still didn't stop me from, doing what I do anyway, because they're female. But anyway, yeah, I'd be Scary Spice. I prefer
Scary, but I got through the Spice Girls.
If I've got a bit left, probably I'll go on to Sporty Spice. But by that time, I'm all done, mate. It's a cup of soup in bed, mate. Sorry. Anyway, it's Elle. Who would you? What Spice Girl would you be, Elle?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you got a choice between Baby Spice, Sporty Spice, and Posh Spice.
I'm definitely not posh. Because I can't design clothes for shit. And well, I suppose I could be Posh Spice because I can't sing.
I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I tell you what I zig.
I'd probably
not.
I'd probably say
not bad.
I'd probably say I'm Baby Spice in the sense of I'm just immature and I have like the mind of a 5-year-old sometimes. So personality wise, yeah, I'd probably be Baby Spice, I suppose.
Cool. Let's move on from this Spice Girls banter.
Yeah.
What with the impending Brexit, I'm wondering what the UK is going to eat, and obviously on a serious tone, talking about importing, exporting certain foods and how much they're going to cost. Literally, if they're coming from a different country, they're going to just cost the earth. So who else is better to get ourselves some nice Brexit post-apocalypse recipes? None other than Gordon Ramsay. So I think I've got a new clip from his latest cookbook, so shall we have a listen to it?
Please do.
Okay, bear with me.
It's Brexit, it's the apocalypse, the end is f***ing nigh. There's nothing to eat, there's no more sun, rain or vegetation, okay? Hey, big boy, look at me. Serving up tonight, Subway hamsters, rat fondue, a dust buffet, followed by Domestos chicken and bleach. Wow, me, delicious. Where once on the high street we had Greg's, now it's legs of your neighbour's cat.
Gordon Ramsay's 101 post-Brexit doomsday recipes. Please help us, Gordon, we're starving.
Hey, big boy, go out hunting for radiated cats, or you're not gonna f***ing survive. Come on! As pigs, cattle, poultry, all life forms have been eradicated in a post-Brexit nuclear wasteland, the only seasoning I can find is tears of those that voted Remain. Still got that salt. Wow, me. Brexit guinea pig souffle. Done. Am I going to eat that shit? I don't think so. I've got my own personal bunker. So off.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
I was not expecting that. Oh, crikey.
Oh dear. Do you think it's going to go that way, Pete?
I hope so, because it'll shut the vegans up, won't it? Wow. The vegans are like, excuse me, because I work part time in a cafe as amongst us having a glittering career in comedy and acting.
Hey,
excuse me. The mushrooms cooked next to the eggs. Things. I'm looking forward to the apocalypse. I'm going to say, well, you're going to eat that person, or you're going to starve. Sorry, there's no vegan bacon in the apocalypse, buddy. So yeah, it might be like
that's
that.
That's an amazing point. Yeah, because
it's cool. It'd be cool to be like, shut up. It's survival.
At that point, it'd be survival of the fittest.
I think that's where all our zombie fantasies come from.
Yes.
Zombie films are so popular because I think there's a yearning to sort of get back to basics. But anyway, that's another point. But I'm looking forward to
baseball bats with barbed wire around it. Grab the chainsaws. It's hunting season.
It's going to be Egan's going to be eaten first. Then the pets, and then probably you guys.
Wait, what? Yeah, do you know, I don't want to survive that. I'm one of those people, like, if the bombs start flying, I want to be one of the first to go.
I'd probably sit outside my house in a deck chair.
It's the amount of use that I could possibly contribute to the outside post-apocalyptic world, and I just wouldn't be able to do anything. There's nothing I can particularly... What use is a voiceover artist in the apocalypse? It's going to be years, centuries before we're ever needed again.
Yeah, but someone's got to provide those voiceovers for documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, here's what's going to happen. Say the nuclear apocalypse does come about, and they say, we need to start providing entertainment again, and everything like that. And they'll be like, well, guys, this is our time to shine. And it turns out Chris Eccleston has survived. David Tennant is still alive and has mutated with Matt Smith. And it turns out the radiation has brought back Patrick Troughton from the dead. So yeah, then it's like, yeah, we're kind of, let's just retire, guys. Let's just.
There's
retire.
no need for us anymore. We've
outsold our
in the
usefulness.
Post-apocalypse.
So
they
you're saying
hunt for rats and cats, and he's still, this young man's still got some peri sauce and salt and pepper in his back pocket. Time to eat. I feel like a vegan tonight,
It'd be absolutely terrifying if one day you just go, if you're in the wasteland and suddenly Patrick Troughton just turns up, obviously some thought mutated at this point, and just turns up with a loaded shotgun and just goes, give me everything, give me it all, or you die.
I can imagine he'd probably have like his recorder and just like you see him, you turn around the corner, he's bludgeoning someone in the head with it.
I don't think you understand it. He's a character actor. So you said about zombies and this sort of the only thing. One thing I've been watching. I think Pete, have you watched the latest Walking Dead at all?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's incredible. How the hell out of two shows? There were two shows that were coming back exactly at the same time, and I thought, out of either of them, The Walking Dead would be the one I've been like, right, that's it. I'm not that interested. I'm going to give up now.
I've heard this,
but however, out of the two, that switched. I'm sort of I'm back on the fence about Doctor Who again. And The Walking Dead has been the best it's been in years. It's incredible.
Yeah, it was really scary. It was really spooky. There was loads of zombies, loads of violence, a fog-filled graveyard, which normally would have been a bit of a cliche, but it was absolutely brilliant. And the Whisperers, who are absolutely terrifying.
I'd like to point out, I've still not watched it, but I'm intrigued. I'm going to watch it at some point.
Not to spoil the reveal as such, we won't go into that detail. But
there's zombies in it.
Well, this is where I think, because there are zombies that seem that like a herd of them that aren't behaving like zombies. In fact, they are sort of ignoring distractions and even sort of whispering to each other.
Oh, I've heard of these guys.
And it turns out the Whisperers are people in sort of the suits of the dead in disguise.
Kind of like what Rick and Glenn did in the first season, where they cover themselves in guts and shit.
But they actually wear proper masks and they go and hide in amongst the herds and guide them towards, and it's just frightening as hell.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's terrifying. And the reveal was really shocking. Even I knew the Whisperers were coming because I sort of were vaguely familiar with the comics, but the reveal at the end of that episode that just took me by surprise. I was like,
that's one of the things I love about TV shows that are adapted from comic books is that, like, when something's going to happen or a certain character is going to show up, and you know how they show up in the comics. You're like, ooh, that gave me chills and stuff. Or like, ooh, that was really, really good. But then when it translates to TV, if it's done really well, it's like, holy.
Yeah. And this is why I'm so amazed about The Walking Dead season 9 being good, is that 7, 8, probably even 6, I'd say, were pretty pants, really. They were rubbish. And they were
just got his bite back. Hey,
puns.
But they jumped 6 years in the future, and it's just they've taken a risk. And Rick Grimes has gone. And remember, I told you he's got a multi movie deal, hasn't he?
Yeah, and because for people who must be aware of it by now, there was a cop out ending to it. He had a fantastic ending. But the showrunner who sort of drove the show into the ground the last few years has decided to do these 3 spin-off films with him. So at the end, despite his heroic exit on the bridge where it looks like he's blown himself up and saved everyone, and it's awesome. It gave me chills watching it, and my heart was pounding, and I just heart dropped everything. It was great. But it turns out he survived, and he gets taken in a helicopter to wherever these spin-offs. So he's never going to see these characters again. And
you can't kill Rick Grimes, you can't kill Rambo, and you can't kill Rocky. But,
they're saying,
or Superman.
Well, actually, you can kill, you can't kill Superman. You can put him into a healing coma. Sorry, that's my comic book nerds coming out there. Speaking of Rocky, though, because he said you can't kill Rocky, but I think Stallone just recently said that, Creed 2's coming out, and he said after that he's done with Rocky. And to be honest, I think that's kind of a good thing, because
It's his 8th outing. It's Rocky Balboa. He's like, oh, mate.
Yeah, I take that with a pinch of salt, isn't it? It's like Stephen Fry saying he's quit Twitter. You know, he does that so many times. It's like
the whole, it's like the whole Hugh Jackman thing. He said like he's done as Wolverine, but everyone's like, is he though? Because he said Logan was his last movie, but then there was some talk about saying, oh, I can never give up Logan. I can never give up Wolverine. And people were like, so are you quitting the character or are you not? Make up your fucking mind.
Nah, he'll be back in a couple of years.
Oh, mate, Ryan Reynolds is trying to convince him. So I reckon like if he sweetens the deal, Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine, Deadpool, it'll happen.
That's a film, mate. That's a film that I definitely not pirate and go to the cinema and watch it on my own with crisps smuggled in the small of my back.
Well, speaking of...
I'm a classy date.
Nothing but class you are, Pete.
But to wrap up on the Walking Dead, I'd say I really implore, I really hope that I don't blame people if they weren't enthused and have stopped watching, and which is what it looks like it has done. Given the ratings have been far lower than they ever were, and I think that's just down to that. And I understand any apathy to want to watch it, but this season is the best they've done in years. I think I cannot fault it. And I really reckon if you want to get back into the show, just jump in now. It doesn't matter if you haven't caught up, just jump in now and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And AMC just slide me a bit of cash for saying that. But
£4 is on its way. I am Mr. AMC.
But as I said, in the opposite side, Doctor Who, I've lost interest in it.
It's a bit of a snooze fest, isn't it?
It's not really... I don't dislike it.
It's nothing's boring.
It's bland. Nothing's particularly... Well, actually, I say the last half, the last few they've had, the last 3, I've really quite enjoyed. I thought they were far better than... but they're kind of about 5 episodes too late.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 2 left.
It's like Capaldi, wasn't it? It was like a couple of seasons too late, where it's like, oh, he's good now. This one is like... couple of episodes too late. Now it's starting to get good.
I did like the last one with the witches. I thought that was quite scary and a bit different. And
I've not seen that one yet. I've been meaning to watch it.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked Kablam. That one surprised
was
me.
Good.
So when I saw the like the next time, and it was called Kablam, and it was I just thought, I didn't have any interest in it at all. But then I watched it. I was like, no, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. It felt like an episode that David Tennant would do. And I think that's also the problem with Jodie Whittaker. She's just a female David Tennant, but without any depth to it.
Yeah.
Although in
tough gig,
in the Witches one, the one that's just been on, she actually showed a bit more of a performance, which is what I want to see. I just don't think all the TARDIS team are necessary. Ryan's quite, I'd say, wooden in most bits, or just there. Yaz is definitely just there. Even in her own episode, which was meant to be about her grandmother, she did bugger all in it. And then you've got the star of the show, even outshines the Doctor, in my opinion, is Bradley Walsh.
He's great, isn't he?
He's amazing. Weird.
He holds it all together.
Honestly, when they announced he was in it,
Bradley just does his thing of a sort of, he basically is us in these songs. And he goes, well, I wouldn't do that, mate. sort of things like that.
Well, that's the thing. When they announced that Bradley Walsh was going to be in Doctor Who, the first thing I thought was, oh, God, really? Thinking it was going to be a bit like, he's going to ham it up a bit. But because I forgot, I'll admit.
Can't have hammed it up more than Alan Cumming did last week.
I'll admit, I forgot Bradley Walsh is actually, a pretty good actor. And then when he was in Doctor Who, I was like, shit, he's actually really good. My issues with Doctor Who is, like you said, some of the episodes are good, but they're not like, like how some episodes were like, on the edge of your seat, like, oh, this is good. I might get a bit of flack for this. Because
go on. Careful! You don't want to wake up the woke people online.
So I don't want to have an opinion.
You don't want to have an opinion that you don't want to have an opinion that may be different to them, and therefore immediately brand you a sexist or a hater.
I know.
Despite the fact that I think we're being perfectly reasonable with our opinions, and we're not saying we're not. There are some people that are so negative and really. Just want
unnecessarily
to hate it.
Negative, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like you sort of get the hint of I'm sick of your rhetoric. Just change your fucking record, will you, mate?
Yeah.
It's just I'm just bored of hearing it. Jodie's not the worst Doctor there's ever been. There hasn't been a worse Doctor because they're all great in their own way. And also at the same time, I see a potential there. I like to see the positives in it, so I can see there's a potential there, but it just hasn't been tapped yet.
It needs to expand. It needs to flourish before it can really be judged for the way certain people are judging it.
Yeah.
But my thought was, and again, the controversial thing I was thinking was, the Rosa Parks episode. Now, this was a good episode because what I enjoyed about it was the fact that it was something Doctor Who hasn't been in a very long time, and that's educational. It told us about a significant event in history, and I was like, this is good. But then, why was it in Doctor Who? It literally just felt as if, like, these guys are just here. They do nothing. They contribute nothing to the story. It's just, they're just there. And it kind of annoyed me a bit. And I was like, they could have done something. They could have made it a bit more interesting. But it literally was just, this happens. There you go. And everything. And I just was like,
that seems to be the case with most of their episodes.
Like with the, but where they went back in time to look at Yaz's grandma. And like, it was like, they're just there. They changed nothing.
That's the thing about because I don't mind a good historical. I mean, it felt like a Hartnell episode, that one did, not Rosa, in the Demons in the Punjab. The Hartnell episodes used to have like the Doctor would contribute nothing to it; he'd just be there.
Almost like watching it. He was watching it.
They show you bits of history without them actually.
Yeah, I think that's the appeal of it, because you want to be a spectator to history. You don't. You just want to watch these incredible things happen rather than you think, well, if you're getting involved with the situation, then it's not going to be the situation that you want to spectate.
It's sort of like it would annoy me immensely if like the Doctor was not going to say this. Say like he was or she now was in the book depository in Texas.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. That the Doctor's directly responsible for the events. Sometimes it packs a punch, like Fires of Pompeii. That was that packed a punch of a sort of, oh my god, he causes this. But it's such a dilemma. But it's so well performed as such, I can allow it. But if the Doctor just like, oh, I was the one who kicked Rosa off the bus,
that would have been a bit like, whoa, what?
I just find that sort of interference a bit boring.
Too.
I wouldn't want aliens. I wouldn't want Rosa Parks fighting aliens. Likewise, I wouldn't particularly. I don't know. The Indian one, I just thought. To be fair, actually, I didn't even know about that area of history, and I was interested in it by the time it finished.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought another segment. One thing I wanted to do is because I don't think we've actually covered this at all on this podcast, but I want to put this to you guys.
Go on.
How was it that you guys got into doing impressions? Pete, obviously, you've got a few years on us, 10 years on me. So when did you start getting into impressions, and then where did that sort of lead from?
I think as a kid, doing different accents of people, and then school it was teachers, and other pupils, and then doing my friends, and then
impressions, right?
Yeah. Hey. They're all asleep, it's okay. But, and then did my mate Lewis, he twisted my arm to get me to do stand-up at the local open mic night every week. And then from then did stand-up.
And how old were you at this point comedy when you did stand-up? You started doing it?
God, I think I was like 23, I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then did it properly for a couple of years, and then sort of, this and that. Still sort of doing it now, but it's just, don't know. Trying to pay the bills, so doing serious voice acting as well. But yeah, just sort of fell into it. Because can't really, it's hard to really describe how the genesis of doing it, but
yeah,
just being funny, really.
I suppose. So when you got into, did you follow in the same sort of route as Pete? Sort of just started young and just doing voices and carrying on.
Kind of. I started because when I was younger, I watched a lot of like films and TV, like I still do now.
Yeah.
And I would always try to replicate the voices. Like I'd always do little reenactments of things I saw on TV, whether it be things from Fraggle Rock or the Police Academy movies or something, whatever. And I just started doing accents, and then I started watching things like The Simpsons. I think one of the first impressions before I hit puberty, one of the first impressions I could do really well was Bart Simpson.
Yeah. But yeah.
I
don't know anyone who really does a Bart Simpson.
I think the only person who can do Bart Simpson is literally Nancy Cartwright. She's the only person who can do Bart Simpson. So yeah, and then after that, I started just listening to voices, and one voice, weirdly enough, one of the first voices I learned to do that wasn't American or anything was Chris Tarrant during Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I can't do it anymore because I haven't done it in a very long time, but he was one of the first voices I
don't want to give you that. That's
basically. And hello, you're watching Tiz Wars.
Is it A, B,
C, D,
or D?
Join us after the break to see if he still has £2 million.
But yeah, so it was him, and then I just started learning to do other voices. Like I started picking up American accents. Like there was a few voice actors who voiced Spider-Man that I learned to do. Then I started trying to do other cartoon characters. Like I used to do Wolverine from like the original X-Men cartoon from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
And then as I started getting into Doctor Who, Tennant kind of just happened by sort of pure accident, really. And my brother, who got me into Doctor Who, he was like, you should record it and do something with it. And yeah, it was like, I think I hadn't done anything previously, but then when the 50th anniversary came up, I was like, screw it, I'll do the Pandorica speech, I'll record and put it out there. And the rest is history after that, I suppose, because it kind of just blew up from there. Hillywood found me, and you guys found me, and I was like, okay, this is what I do now.
I like it because I started a similar way to Pete did. I think actually, I remember like when I was very, very, very young, I would put on a different voice for each toy I played with.
Yeah,
and one sounded, as my dad always said, sounded a bit like Pee Wee Herman before I'd even seen Pee Wee Herman. Sorry, it just talks like that. I love Pee Wee Herman. I absolutely adore Pee Wee Herman. But
of course you do.
Anyway, and just doing the voices from that. And I remember, I think an impression started coming about when I saw Dead Ringers.
Yes.
Back when I was about 11, 12, 13.
Dead Ringers was a wake-up call for me. It was like, I want to do that. That sounds fun.
It was just John Colshaw's Tom Baker bits that got me into it, because my dad would say, oh, you've got to check this. Chris, you'll enjoy this. Doctor Who on the Eiffel, not the Eiffel Tower, the
Blackpool Tower.
Eye of London, the London Eye. That sounded more elegant. The Eye of London. The Eye of London. The Eye of London looks over everything.
The Eye of London is drawing power from the Eye of Harmony.
Goes, don't do it, it's a trap. That sort of things. And I just started doing impressions of his impressions, because I used to do his Tony Blair. Was it? Hello, was it? I'm trying to think how it goes.
People of this great country, there is a new thing happening in this country. Big divide, Brexit's coming,
completely
everyone
out of control. Yeah. And then I just started doing that and just started doing voices from that. So I was doing impressions of impressions before then starting to do impressions.
I think that's kind of how it starts for a lot of people. They do impressions of other people's impressions, and then they learn to do the actual characters and stuff and people.
And obviously, I thought I still pinch myself with the fact that I've been out for drinks with John since, and I will introduce you.
Oh, lucky you!
I know,
Oh, look at me! I've got all my own teeth. I'm going out with drinks with people.
I will introduce him to you guys.
Me and John Culshaw, we're like that, mate.
But he was the inspiration, and I still pinch myself for that. But yeah. But yes, so we got a few questions from the audience. So are you happy, guys, to take these questions?
No, I need my publicist and my agent. I mean, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this first one is from Richard Voicey, who we have actually met. He owns the TARDIS at the Hooverville event that we always have photos with every time.
Oh, yes. Richard, we love you, and we love your TARDIS, but we love you. Hello.
So he's asked, I'm not exactly sure how to ask this, so I might rephrase this slightly. So he says, are there any voices that you wish you did know how to imitate?
Oh, right. So are there voices we wish we knew that we could do?
Is there a voice that you wish you could do? It's worded, you wish you didn't know how to imitate, because that'd be silly. We love doing the ones we do.
Yeah.
So what ones did you wish you would want to do? What ones is it that's so out of the reach of your vocal talents that you'd love to master?
I think most likely it'll be, rather than doing straight up impressions, it'd probably be singing voices.
Yeah.
And I think and obviously, not being black has a lot to do with it, but I think I've got a lot of soul singers that, like Smokey Robinson, Howlin' Wolf, the blues singer. Check out some Howlin' Wolf, and obviously Rick James. I still sing along to Rick James. Foundation. Still in my mind, I pretend to be that, and obviously Elvis. Like to really sound like Elvis, not like sounding like an Elvis impersonator. But those kind of things, and also like Freddie Mercury and
my God,
you know what I mean? But he literally is mercurial, isn't he? No one sounds like him.
No, my answer to this would be Frank Sinatra's singing voice, because I just would love to sing like Frank Sinatra. I'd love to sing generally. There's not many, but I don't know about the actors. There are some voices that I just think are so amazing that I'd love to be able to do, but I can't.
I think the next thing for the podcast, I think we should get out of our comfort zones and maybe try and sing like our prospective idols. I think we should.
I'd like to point out,
then we've all got to do it.
I'd like to point out, I've already done this. If you go towards the Hollywood Show's Doctor Who parody, I had to sing the Time Warp as David Tennant. So I think I've got a get out of jail free card here. So
no, because that's not getting a comfort zone, mate.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm absolutely terrible, though. That's the reason why I sing as Alan Partridge, because it doesn't matter how bad it is.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes.
I did it my way.
If there are voices I wish I could do, again, singing would be great. But for me, there are two voices that I would love to be able to do. The first one would be James Earl Jones, who, as we all know, is the voice of Mufasa in The Lion King and Darth Vader. His voice I would love to be able to do, because he's just got such a great voice, and it's so unique. And it's
so iconic.
Exactly.
It is so deep like this.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
That's not bad.
That's good.
That's not bad at all.
Now, can you sing Agadoo? like it.
Aga-doo-doo-doo, push pineapple, shake the tree. But you are not a Jedi yet.
That's pretty good, mate. Push pineapple, shake the tree. Aga-doo-doo-doo, Peter.
Okay.
Okay.
That was not bad, mate. That was pretty good on the spot. Mate. That was a tough
great.
one.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
He also has a follow-up question here, Richard, which is, have any of your impressions got you into trouble?
I did Stephen Hawking on a stand-up night, and some woman shouted, "That's worse than racism."
What did you say in response?
I think I can't remember what I said. It didn't go down very, very well. But I had a retort about obviously on the train home from the gig. I had a retort of what I would have said, like we all do. Yeah, bloody hell, these bloody Stephen Hawking with their robot voices coming over, taking our jobs, etc. I voted Brexit. It. Send them back. Send them back. Brexit means Brexit. But it was quite. But the thing, it was a bad gig, and I didn't get the crowd on side because normally, if you get everyone loves Stephen Hawking impressions, but it was just that's worse than racism, and it just threw me, and that was it. The gig went pretty badly after that. Yeah, really bad.
That sucks, dude.
But apart from that, getting into trouble, impersonating my old bosses. Impersonate my old boss at Pizza Hut. I used to impersonate my old boss.
Oh no!
And then I rung my mate who I worked with because I wanted to go home early. And it was my mate Dan Millins, who we called Chili. I think he was born in Chile. So I used to ring him up, go, Chili mate, you got to come in. You got to come in because I need to go home. All right. And he went, yeah, all right. And then he came in, and then I off out the back door. But the thing is, I used to impersonate him all the time. He got in touch with me on Facebook recently, and I put a post about how in 2002 we had a lad's holiday in Cherbourg in France, in a little industrial town, little like shipping town, and we stayed in a little B&B, and I had to ring up sick from France for my job at Pizza Hut in Chichester. They're like, I'm really ill. Oh, I'm in France. Oh, I'm not coming in. And I had to share a bed with my mate who was pissed up, and he was tossing and turning in his sleep. And I put this on Facebook just for a laugh. And then my old boss went, all right, mate. I was like, oh no. Busted. 16 years later, busted. Wow, what a great holiday that was. Amazing.
I don't know.
Bit late to fire me, boss, but whatever.
I think that truly answers it. I haven't done any voices that's got me into trouble as such yet. I've done impressions of bosses, but but nowhere near. You attempt to fraudulently use his voice.
I think I could top that because I was running a MySpace account as Chris Packham about a year and a half. Okay, right, okay. So what I'd do is there'd be a little blog on MySpace, not very high-tech MySpace, obviously. It's quite a few years ago.
HTML stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
I used to run a blog where people could ask me a message on the blog, and then I'd answer them as Chris Packham about wildlife.
Oh my God.
Okay, and this got really out of hand. Okay, and then a middle-aged woman rung me up. No, she left a message with her number, getting really flirty.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Okay, so then all my mates were like, "You've got to go and flirt with her." So I'll play you the tape.
You've got to check out her country file.
Okay, grow up.
Chris, we've got any other questions?
Okay. Elliot Stewart has asked,
Elliot, good name.
Have you met anyone you've impersonated, and did they approve?
Chris, do you want to answer this first?
Well, I did Peter Capaldi to Peter Capaldi, which went down better than I thought it did at the time. There was a Mission Dalek competition, and I didn't even enter it. like, because I was doing the voice, I had loads of requests all the time from around the same time saying, Chris, can you do the voice in my video? Chris, can you do the voice in my video? And I just went, and I thought, if I do it for one, I've got to do it for everyone. So I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. Sorry. I'm just going to have to pull back. And I haven't got the skills to animate anything. So I thought, all right, I'll leave it. And a friend of mine, Rob Ritchie, who is a fantastic animator who I've known for years, only as an online from some like past sort of things. We've never actually, we've never met. We just admired each other's work for years, unbeknownst to each other. And well, I think we sort of were Facebook friends or something like that, but that goes a long way, doesn't it? And he asked, do you want to collaborate and do you want to do the voice in my video? And I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to work with you. And he was one of the winners. So we went down there on the day, and what I thought was going to be a photo, it turns out he actually filmed it. He filmed me next to Peter Capaldi. And this is Chris. He does the voice in my video. And then I ended up doing it to him. And I still maintain it was the worst attempt at the voice I've ever done.
Dude, no, it's brilliant. In fact, the fact that Capaldi gave you the seal of approval.
That's the thing. At the time, I was so shaking. I barely could look him in the eye. I was that nervous. Because the Doctor came up in the TARDIS in his fucking costume. You know? So I was like, this is amazing. So I was, shaking like a leaf, and I just said, but it wasn't till after, and I thought it was more like when you meet, like, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling when you meet like an actor or something, and say if it's at a convention or, you know, in passing, it's so brief. And I'm in that sort of mindset to think, well, he's just got to get through a lot of people. Yeah. So that was my few seconds. That's it. And I was like, oh, that's a bit of a shame. I would have done that differently, you know. And it wasn't till walking away for some reason they took you to the experience after this, after having you run around the TARDIS for 2 hours. They take you to the place where you can't even touch the props, and you've just been running inside the biggest one. You know, it's such an anticlimactic ending to a day. And on the way there, I was just looking at the video and watching it back again and again and again. I was like, oh my God, I did it. And then I just realised, oh, that went down much better than I thought. What about you, Al? Or Pete, have you done voices too, and have you met the people you've impersonated?
Well, I'm back on Chris Packham again about 10 years ago.
What are you doing? It's my MySpace.
I've always wondered, always dreamt that he'd sort of hit me on the shoulder going, what are you doing impersonating me? How dare you? But about 10 years ago, I used to Google Chris Packham. I got a bit obsessed with him, and I was running the blog, and I'd try and put updates on the MySpace blog about what Chris/me was up to. But I realised he was opening a school fete like a mile away from me when I lived in Trowbridge in Wiltshire.
Oh my God.
And I should have rung in sick to work and gone down there and met him. But I got my mum to go down there, and she went up to him, and he was giving a talk on sparrowhawks or something. And
lovely.
She said, look, I know this is a bit weird, but my son, he does impressions of you. Before she could finish, he went, yeah, I've heard them all. I've heard them all.
God.
They're a little bit naughty as well, because one of the clips was me as Chris Packham pretending to be a pimp who was a bit rough with his hose. Anyway, that's on. We'll put a link to that or something. But he signed a couple of photos for me, and he said he loved all my clips, and Tom Cruise was the favourite. But and my Chris Packham rap as well. He says that his stepdaughter and her friends, who were 13 at the time, they all rap along to it.
Oh my God!
You've heard my Chris Packham rap, haven't you?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, so do you want to hear it?
Go on,
DJ
then.
Rewind.
Go on then. I think we have to now.
Absolutely. It's called Incredible, and here it is.
Incredible. My style is indelible. I'm mispronouncing R's on every single syllable. It's critical. Like species under threat. I killed Terry Nuckins, Cater on his bed. I'm not soft. I got no moral standards. All I care about is the welfare of pandas. I'm making sure my rhymes are instantly accessible. You know my record sales, well, they're truly incredible. Absolutely. Yeah. Incredible. The Packham's wrath is terrible. I get my blowtorch and pliers and give you all a medical. It's pitiful how these hoes scream and shout. I'm gonna get really wild and turn them inside out. You know I love the ladies and they love me back, but if they hold out on me, well, they're gonna get a smack. When the Packham hit hard, you hit like a wrecking ball. I knock you out of that seat, I'm so it's incredible. I truly am the toughest wildlife presenter to ever own an automatic weapon, and that truly is incredible.
That's astonishing. And so then he's heard that.
I've still got to meet him, but it's going to be a strange day, that one.
The only person I've met, and like Chris did with doing the impression in front of Peter Capaldi, I did my impression of Kevin Conroy.
To Kevin Conroy.
On
stage with him at the...
I was on stage with Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's astonishing.
That was nothing. I've got the HD video of that now, so I'm going to post that on social media somewhere.
Do share that on this page, on the We Sound Familiar one.
I will. Thank you.
So
I will.
Do check that out, listeners.
Please look at me get stage fright next to Batman. But yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere because I spoke to my friends who happen to know some of the organisers at MCM Comic-Con. And was like, look, is there any chance that I could like have 5 seconds with Kevin Conroy, do my impression to him and see what he thinks? And that then turned into, I'll tell you what, we'll get you on stage with him and we'll make a game of it. And I was like, no. But I got, we shook hands on stage and everything. And when we got off stage, we shook hands again. And I was like, it's a pleasure to meet you. He was like, you too. And as he was walking off, I said, quick question. What do you think of the voice? And he was like, it was pretty good. And then walked off and I was like, I can die happy. I've got closure from Batman. I can die happy now. Yay.
So, but one next question I think we've already answered at the beginning of this, which was, how have you enjoyed Series 11 of Doctor Who? And are there any characters so far you'd like to do an impression of? Would love to hear your King James I from everyone. That was quite a performance, wasn't it?
I've not seen it yet.
It's like super camp, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was outstanding, sort of a level of hammering up. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I want to see.
He's a great actor.
I think if there's anyone out there who can do Jodie Whittaker, come on our show.
Please.
Yes, please do. I
really want to hear a Jodie Whittaker impersonator. And we'll get in one of our new stories as well.
And if you're an impersonator in general, just do get in touch. We'd love to sort of interact, and because there are a lot of male. Obviously we do male doctors and things, but I like the fact that now this is the opportunity for females to go forward and do do an impression of the doctor that they have the vocal ability to be able to do, which is what none of us can, because that's the next question. One of the next questions is, can you all have a crack at doing a Jodie Whittaker impression?
Fuck it, I'm game. Let's do it. I can only say Rosa Parks, because any bit I keep listening to, I've got it straight in my head. So if I do it, I go, hang on. Rosa Parks. That's all I can do.
That's amazing.
I love you, Rosa Parks. You're great.
Like I said before, if there's any people who can do Jodie Whittaker, please do get in touch.
Yeah, if you can do better than I can, please get in contact with us. Please.
Yeah. I'm just glad to have some time off, I'm telling you. Okay, so next question is, can you do any Super Marionation impressions, i.e. any Captain Scarlet or Thunderbirds?
Oh, mate. I think the only one I could ever do...
5. Bam. 4.
Dun.
3.
Bum.
2.
Dun.
1. Thunderbirds are go. There you go.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yes, milady. That's the only one I can do.
Yes, milady. That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, going back a few, Thunderbirds, I'll have to rewatch some of that to...
Now, so I thought this is a good last question here before we do a film scene. But
Captain Scarlet was my shit.
Here's the last one from Stephen. Sorry, I didn't mention the names of this. So it was James Coton who asked that one about Doctor Who.
Thank you,
Sam
James.
Michael asked about the Jodie impression.
Thank you, Sam.
And that was Shadow Master, otherwise known as Ewan, who asked about the Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds. So, yes, so the last question here is from Stephen Brennan Bell.
Hello, Stephen.
Brennan-Bell. Asking... and...
Someone's doing all right.
And
Yes, they are, aren't they, Chris Walker-Thomson? Sorry, what's his question?
So Stephen's question is, can you do impressions of each other?
I suppose if any of you just shout, you're basically doing me, so you got that down to a T.
Well, Pete just does these little things sometimes, and he goes like that. That's what I've got. Sometimes Pete always goes like that. Oh, look at me! I'm wearing new shoes. You know?
Oh, look, I've got all my teeth. Ooh.
and then when you're not doing it, well, yeah. At the end of the day, I mean.
Oh, look, I've got matching eyebrows.
Well, you know, just let's just name the game, innit? I mean, you just got to get going and doing it.
Yeah, just got to bury the bodies and just get up and go to work at Greg's, you know?
That is worse than racism.
There we go. That's my Pete. That's my Pete Walsh. For L, I'm trying to think.
This is either going to be hilarious or just grossly offensive.
Well, you can all do me in a minute. Well, I'll say not in the biblical sense. I'm trying to think of you. I do. Oh my God, that's what I've got.
Congratulations, you went backwards through puberty. There you go.
It's trying to. It's because I've been watching that clip of the you laughing at my Postman Pat bit. So it's just you go. It's your.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounded a bit like me, actually. That was quite terrifying. Stop it, Chris. Stop it.
Go on then. Go on, you guys. Bring it on.
Oh, man. I'm not that good, guys. Jesus.
That's a tough gig, mate. That's really tough.
Yeah.
My name is Chris Walker-Thomson and my name is Crossley, eh?
So I've been working on that for a bit.
That's my Rastafarian sort of version.
It's my voice that I do sometimes when I'm a bit nervous.
It's my voice that I do sometime when I'm a bit nervous.
Sometimes I like to put fake dye in my mustache to make people assume that the curtains match the drapes, if you know what I mean. The duster
Ginger drapes.
The duster matches the buster. If you know what I mean. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to take some Lemsip before I start doing my Peter Capaldi with a cold impression, as everyone calls it. Those people can all fucking die.
Oh, that's fantastic. Like, there you go. Yep.
I feel like we just roasted each other. Like,
that's what was so fun about this show, isn't it?
we're just terrible people. I want to die.
Okay, so I thought to wrap up, we'll do a film scene. So I thought for this challenge we'll do a scene from Wolf of Wall Street where the Max bursts in the room complaining about the amount of money that they spent on a dinner.
Oh no.
It's a hilarious scene, so let's see what this is like with a... Elle, I wonder if you perhaps could do Max, but what voice would you pick for this?
I think for this one I might do Al Pacino.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would suit. And Jordan, Pete, do you want to, if you play Jordan, kind of want to hear your Tom Cruise, unless you've got another that would be best.
No, I'll go for Tom Cruise, mate. Let's see what you can do.
I'd love to see the manic Tom Cruise in this. And I'll do Donnie, and I know I've done the voice before, but I think I'm just going to do it as Kermit the Frog, because I think that'll work.
Marvellous. There's another character called Robbie. I'm going to do him as the late, great Alan Rickman. Oh, 430,000 in 1 month, Johnny, huh?
$430,000 in one month.
Good morning. They're business expenses. Relax.
Business expenses?
Yes.
Johnny, look what you got here.
What?
Look at this. $26,000 for one dinner.
Okay, listen, no, this can be explained. Dad, we had clients. The Pfizer clients.
Right. The porterhouse from Argentina.
Expensive champagne and, we had to buy champagne. And, Donnie, you ordered all the sides. Just tell him about the sides.
Yeah, I ordered, sides, so,
Sides? Oh, $26,000 worth of sides? What are these sides? Like your cancer?
These sides, did cure cancer. That's the problem. That's why they were so expensive.
Listen, shut the up.
I'm serious.
Stop. Just stop already.
An EJ Entertainment? What the is EJ Entertainment?
Well,
Yeah, Jordy, what's CJ Entertainment,
How do I describe this?
Jordy, what is it?
It's a fucking prostitution ring, Jordy. That's what it is.
I know. That is what it is.
Isn't that the perfect description for it?
That is what it is, but none of these were charged to me. This is all of them.
Oh, so that was all of us?
It wasn't me, though. Explain this shit to him. These are all of your charges right here.
Look, listen, the IRS, they allow for TNA. It's fine.
TNA?
Yeah, I said T&E.
No. You said TNA.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. You did.
When did I say that?
You said TNA. It's T-N-E.
Look, I know you're upset about the dinner, and that makes sense because we did spend too much money, but I said T&E.
Don't tell me what you said. I heard what you said, you lousy motherfucker.
Dad, look, he said T&A.
He did?
Absolutely, no question.
I'm trying to.
I'm getting this close.
Look, Dad, relax.
I'm getting this close.
That's what I'm saying. I want you to open up more, Max.
He's gonna kill you, buddy.
Why do you hold it in? Why do you... Max, why do you hold it in?
That's it. Get the out of here.
No, asshole, you get out of here.
What kind of hooker takes credit cards?
A rich one. Yay!
She got a great ass.
She's got a great ass.
Well, that was an interesting turn of events. Yeah, and quite an alarming number of censorships.
Yeah, have fun editing that in post, Chris.
I will. Well, I think that brings our podcast to a close. So we will be back for a Christmas one, and we are setting the the plans in motion for a live video one as well.
Yes,
a live video with a live Q&A on Twitter, so you will be putting us on the spot for any impressions that you want to hear.
And put us out of our comfort zone.
It will not be censored. It will not be censored because we can't censor live.
So you might hear the words bum and poo.
And fuck.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Mummy, I said a bad word. I'm going into my loft.
Please buy me a PlayStation with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Talking of which, I'm going to go back to that because they've just announced they're just unveiling the live beta at the moment, the online, which is... but I've not got it yet. So, first world problems.
Well, I took advantage of the Black Friday deals, and now I have a PS4 with a copy of Insomniac Games' Spider-Man, which I'm not allowed to play until after Christmas.
Oh.
Yay.
You're in for a treat. I think that's a great game. And obviously Red Dead, I won't go on any further than what's already been said, but, it is a good game. And
it's not Game of the Year, though, is it? That's Fortnite.
Fortnite's Game of the Year, folks. Everyone at Rockstar has just been having 100-hour days, 100-hour weeks rather, and just and they sit back and look at the reviews, 5 stars everywhere. No one has a bad thing to say, and then Fortnite wins Game of the Year. Well done, everyone! You have destroyed the industry. And on that exciting note, it's time to end the show. So we'll be back with a Christmas edition, and hopefully we'll get that. We haven't got a set date yet for the video, but we will let you all know. So please do look out for that. And thanks for listening to us again.
Thank you.
I've been Chris Walker-Thomson.
I've been Peter Walsh.
I've been looking for the meaning of existence for the last 72 hours, but I'm Elliott Crossley.
I've been looking for the existence for the last half an hour. Thank you for listening. Take care. Have a good week.